The music industry is more competitive than it has ever been before, and the only way to cut through the noise is to produce very high quality tracks. The fastest way, in my experience, to get to the highest quality of track is to produce as many tracks as possible. I'm Crimson from Simple Studios, and today we'll be going over 5 productivity tips to reduce the time it takes for you to finish your tracks. Stay till the end for a bonus tip to wrap it all together. Tip number 1, have a workflow. I've seen a countless amount of times when producers get lost in a loop when they're trying to mix their track while sound design and pick samples and master all at the same time. Having a structured workflow where you divide your production process into phases allows you to have a clear idea of where you are in the production process, how to progress between these phases, and you will never get lost. Some simple production stages that I can recommend are starting with a 16-bar loop, adding all the effects, and just getting your creativity down and making a good, exciting part of the song. The next stage would be to have an arrangement where you make the 16-bar loop into a whole song. After the arrangement, you can go back to the sample choices and you can refine the sample choices as well as the sound design, and then move on to the mixing stage, after which you can finally go to the mastering phase. Tip number 2, time box your process. A lot of the times we get lost in the sample selection and picking the right kick or the snare, and all of that can be decided on quickly later on after you've moved on from the creative stage. You don't want to lose your creative flow because it comes in the start and you need to put down your ideas ASAP. So having a clear time limit for every single task within the production process can help you finish the track faster, and also gives you an idea of how long it takes for you to finish a certain amount of tasks. Once you know how long it takes, you can keep that information as a benchmark and then now compete with yourself to become faster and faster at doing that task. Tip number 3, training your focus. So focus is a muscle that you can train. All you have to do is, whenever you're distracted, bring your attention back to the task at hand. One of the good ways and easy ways to do this is to use the Pomodoro technique. A Pomodoro technique essentially means that you set 25 minutes for a very specific task, and you can only do that task in that period of time. And after the 25 minutes time, you give yourself a 5-minute break and then jump back on that task or the next task if you finish the previous task. What this does is it trains you to have focus and not multitask all the time, and allows you to be able to finish tasks faster because you're not distracted all the time. Another thing for distraction, put your phone away. Put it on silent mode, put it away because it's the biggest distraction, and just focus on your one task that you need to do using the Pomodoro technique. Tip number 4, use templates. Templates are the fastest way to speed up your production process. One thing you want to do is you want to template your leads, your drums, your effects, all the sounds that you use, put them all in the sample folder that you can just go through whenever you're making music. By browsing through multiple sample packs, you're gonna take a lot of time, confuse yourself, lose the flow of production. Instead, put all the samples that you use regularly in the same folder, divide them by their instrument type, for example, a kick drum, hats, claps, and synth loops, and make your own sample pack. Also, create your own preset pack and favorite and default all of the presets that you use in your DAW that you use very repetitively, especially something like compressors and EQs. You want to make a template of all of them together for the different buses, already have them on the buses to start off with. This way you're gonna cut down your production time and also start developing a signature, because all the big producers, they have signature leads, signature drums. How do they have this? Because they template their sounds and save them as instruments individually, so that they can just go back and use the same ones instead of recreating the sound every single time. Tip number 5, learn all the keyboard shortcuts of your digital audio workstation. A lot of the times you'll realize that the audio workstation has keyboard shortcuts to do things that you've been doing the long way the whole time. Another thing you can do is you can create macros which are custom shortcuts to speed speed up your workflow even further. For example, you use the same EQ with the same setting as well as the same compressor with the same setting. What you could do is assign a key to paste that on an audio track or an instrument track. Imagine having to like copy paste things by right clicking something. That takes a long time, right? Instead of that, you just do Control C, Control V. But now you have a lot more option of duplicating things, further changing the tools that you can use by using the shortcuts. And the final bonus tip is that never start from scratch. There's so many producers out there with so much content and free templates available for you. All you have to do is Google your genre and the free template. A lot of the times they'll be free, but even if they cost a little bit of money, they'll cut you so much time and they'll teach you so much that it's so worth it. A lot of the times what the templates will have, plugins that they use, the way they organize their arrangement, the way they organize their buses. Also on top of that, they might have their instruments in there, how to create a lead, and they all automatically have all of the instruments and how they process them. They'll have all the plugins set up for their buses, and sometimes even they might have a mastering chain. So you could get all of that by just Googling a template. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more videos in the future, and comment what you'd like to hear us cover in the future videos as well. If you'd like to download our productivity hack cheat sheet, you can find it on our Patreon, which is linked in the description below as well as in the comments below.